Hey everybody, Karagatzu back with the Karagatzu clan. Just got a couple of things I want to talk about today, mainly about World PvP, and if there's going to be anything new to World PvP coming in the future. Now, here I've come to SWTOR.com, and this is one of the forums I created a while back in 2012. Now, as you can see, this is pretty old, because this is like September, and you know, it's just, anyways, it's just basically some ideas that I had to World PvP when I first recorded the video on how to get into Anchorhead and stuff like that, you know, the PvP that I captured and whatever. So anyways, moving along, I got a couple of things that I brought up here that I didn't really understand why they took my first forum down that I had posted. So I said here, my first question is, why were these deleted? Now that pertains to the video that I posted on the forums. So before I wrote this post, I had previously put up the video that I recorded onto the forums. Now BioWare saw that. They probably watched the video. They took out, they took my forum post off the threads or whatever, and then they banned me. So I said, yes, these forums topics may leak information about bad design flaws, i.e. Imperials being able to pass the exhaustion zones. And I also went on to say, but really this caused great open PvP that many people enjoyed. And that's the truth about it, really, is that people did enjoy that design flaw. A lot of people in the video that you saw were getting really mad at us, but that's because they were trying to do quests, and I would understand getting ganked a lot would make you mad. But anyways, a lot of people afterwards went back to Anchorhead, mostly Imperials, you know, since Imperials are the ones who were able to get into Anchorhead. But then something new happened, and this occurred very recently, and I'm actually making a video about it right now as we speak. Actually, this is probably going to be in the video, but there's been a way, I should say, for the Republic to get into Mos Illa. So not only can the Imperials get into Anchorhead, and by the way, they still can, even after patch 1.4 or 1.5 or whatever it was back in August of last year, I think. But there's now another way to get into Anchorhead that's already been discovered probably after patch 2.0 when Rise of the Hutt Cartel came. Some players decided to try and rethink a way to get back in Anchorhead. Anyways, there's a way that Republic can get into Mos Illa now, and I just thought this would be a great idea, like a great new PvP idea, if they replaced the exhaustion zones with minefields. And with these minefields in place, the only way an opposing faction could enter the city would be for them to scan the area for mines. After successfully scanning and maneuvering through the minefield, opposing faction players would then have to control sentry turrets out of the cities. These turrets would then attack enemies for whomever team captured it. It would do minimal damage, and instead of being a dominating force on the battleground, it would be shooting at NPCs that would try to bring the turret's health down, or at players running by. This would create a nuisance that would encourage players to recapture the turrets, therefore creating World PvP. As an extended nuisance, these sentry turrets could be reprogrammed to shoot buildings that could supply anti-turret weaponry, like the missiles used on Ilum to destroy the groundwalkers, which obviously Ilum is no longer a PvP area. It's the Gree event. and many things could be done. That's basically what I said. And I said, as a loyal player, this would be awesome to see, and I definitely encourage people to read this post and share it. Now, a lot of people commented on this. Well, not a lot, but more than just like 1 or 2 posts. And some people brought up some good other ideas for world PvP. And that's basically why I wanted to make this video, is to talk about world PvP and stuff. I just would like it to change. I'd like new kind of like outlaws dens to be formed. I don't know, something with an objective, so it's just not, just not boring. So this guy right here said, open world PvP by itself is a failing idea. It doesn't work, I guarantee it. Try coming up with ideas concerning large-scale scripted PvP. That's the future. And I said, are you saying just make it a bigger war zone and give it more story? It seems like what I'm understanding from what you posted. Got any ideas? That person actually never responded to that. This person said a Dota style 16 or even 32 person war zone. The idea can be expanded upon, but I think it could work in TOR. Now, instead of expanding, half a year later, almost an entire year later, instead of expanding to 16 or 32, they've actually cut it down to 4. Now they're doing arenas, which is a 4 versus 4 thing. So they're not expanding the idea, which would be easy to do since it's on a computer and it's an MMO, but instead they're decreasing it. I don't know how that's going to turn out in 2.4 in October, but, we'll see. I said that would be awesome, yet they'd have to unlock ops groups to allow 32 people. Wonder how laggy that would be. And, that's just normal, questionable, whatever. This person agrees, said exactly that. Scripted walkers / tanks slowly going to opposite team's base. Players protect their own while defeating the enemy waves. Simple but lots of tactical choices. I've seen some excellent detailed version of this idea over the last 8 to 9 months. But like so many TOR subscribers, they have slowly drifted away to be forgotten. And that was again in September. But still kind of true. Anyways, open world PvP promises is what brought many people to play this game initially. This person is talking about the faction imbalance. That was long ago though. Most of the faction balance issue is kind of gone by now. Going down, this guy says he's done much open world PvP with a smiley face. This guy says, a friend of mine who works at Radical suggested that the Anchorhead threads were deleted because rather than fixing the exploit, the devs are trying to suppress knowledge of it. Well, that's kind of what happened. Yesterday my guild wanted to run Nightmare program, yada yada. Okay, that does not pertain to my thread. Whatever. This guy says, I'm thinking something like the battle on Hoth for an epic battle to capture an enemy base, large scale. I'm also hoping for a large scale space expansion in the future like Star Wars Galaxy did in Jump to Lightspeed. And actually, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but there's a show called The Republic. And on the show The Republic by Gamebreaker TV, they've actually announced or have forwarded information about a space expansion that would allow space PvP. So that is actually probably coming in the future. So this guy basically says we don't need more based oh no, this was a quote. We don't need more objective-based PvP. What we need and want is a pure deathmatch. Yeah, not really. This guy says go to the Sand Arena Den. Honestly, it would be nice if they applied more effort in ILM, but population balance, yada yada. Okay, so he was talking about a while ago, but what he meant by Sand Arena was Outlaw's Den, and honestly, like I said, Outlaw's Den is not fun. Anyways, here's a long post that I quoted. I said, since this thread is getting popular traffic, I took the liberty to post your threads. All ideas, yada yada, not mine. this belonged to a player called Karagatzu. So anyways, this is a lot of stuff you can actually go on this thread, and I'll put this thread in the description. I don't know why talking fast makes my English get bad, but it does. I said, or actually this player said, only one world at a time would be invaded, Tython or Korban. The other would be hit in a counterattack. So the invaded planet would be able to host both factions for the duration of the event. This way, our juggernauts could finally stand triumphantly in the Jedi halls, or our commandos could blast the Sith over the cliffs of Korban. The data is already on our computers. The edits for the world event would be minimal. Just add enemy spawn points to shuttle down, maybe some speeders, and many medical centers. The world would play like any other world PvP, but being smaller conflicts would be more common rather than searching for the enemy. Space Dock would go on red alert, the music stops, replaced by a command to head to the invasion planet immediately, either to defend it or attack it, depending on the faction or planet. All players on the other worlds would receive a notice, repeated every 30 minutes, to proceed to the planet immediately regardless of their location. But participation is optional. Other than the notification and the intercom announcing the invasion, all is the same as it usually is. All players and all levels would be encouraged to join. Maybe shorten the respawn timers to show levels don't spend the majority of the time at the med center, possibly even boost stats similar to PvP war zones, so like a bolster effect basically. In comparison to the past world events, this would be much smaller and shorter, but can happen multiple times. More of a random event to shake things up some days. If too many people swarm the planet, it can divide into multiple instances like anything else. My basic idea would be simply to have people fight PvP style, but it wouldn't be too hard to add bunkers or forests or conquer and defend for more dynamic play, similar to the old Star Wars Galaxy's Galactic Conflict. The more bunkers held by a faction and more bonus combinations they get, but the more offense and healing bonuses the underdog faction gets. And then goes on to major problems to overcome, and it explains that. So anyways, you can go about reading all this stuff on the forum thread. There's also a bunch more of these threads out there. All you gotta do is search within the community for World PvP. I'm sure you'll find some great threads. Anyways, that's basically all I wanted to get through this video, is basically just kind of explain to you why I think World PvP would be a good idea. Now, the footage you're watching is obviously two different sides that I recorded, one being the Imperial character, one being the Republic, kind of showing how the battle could take place, and then showing how the Republic would be able to get into, you know, Mosilla. That was kind of my point of this video. You guys have already seen basically the way you can get into Anchorhead. There's actually a different way now, which I can record in the future. But this video is primarily to show you kind of what my imagining would be if World PvP was a lot better. So anyways, if you like this video, if you like my commentaries, whatever, just, you know, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, it helps me out a lot. Don't forget to click those ads. I know, I'm kind of badgering you. But remember, you can always exit out of the ads, and it just generates income for the people who make YouTube videos. And like I said, do that to anybody who you like on YouTube. If you like a certain YouTuber, always hit the ad buttons. Or whenever an ad pops up, just click on that little screen window, and then you can exit out, like I said. And yeah, and then add to your favorites. I'm sorry, I'm just like burping. Add to your favorites if you really like it, and if you don't like it, then I don't need you. Like I said last video, I don't need you people who don't like videos. Go watch somebody else you do like. Alrighty, that's all the talking I really want to do for now. Alright, I'm AZWraithMeow, and peace out.